Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Kevin here with Dustin, and this week we are checking out a few different projects to get into the holiday season. Little ornament, and these could be ornaments, or you know what I think these might be, Dustin? Dabbers.
Nice. Yeah, you guys can totally hang these on your tree, and your grandma will never know. And as long as you clean the dab off.
Yes, that's
first.
true. Cannot leave it like that and put it on the tree. Very cool. Yeah, I've been really cool seeing you work on some of your own work too.
Thanks, Kev. Yeah, I've made this collab with a friend of mine, Greenz Glass, and I did all the tubing, and then he put it all together and shaped it, and we got a little THC millie on there.
Pretty sweet. He has one as well. Check him out on Instagram. He's got a Facebook as well.
For sure. There's pictures of this up actually in the Revere Glass gallery.
That's probably the best spot to check out stuff that we're doing right now. Facebook has shut down our Revere Glass page because they're Facebook.
So we started a new page. It's on Tsu, TSU, and it's a new social network. You guys should check it out. If you need the code to log in, it's Revere Glass.
Yeah, we'll put a link down right below that like button if you want to check it out.
So we had one of our students mail in these pieces, which is unbelievable.
So sick. DuneGlass sent us this one, and this one's a collab between DuneGlass and FishMan Glass. And we're going to be auctioning this one off, probably on Instagram in a week or so.
Yeah, for sure. These guys have gotten so good, and we want to thank all you guys for the support, and you guys have all gotten so good, so it's really been amazing to see that.
Absolutely. Seeing you guys' support on Patreon has been really cool. We're up over $500, which is really awesome, and a good portion of the way to making it possible for us to keep making these all the time. And even just like $1 each would really add up, and it would be awesome. And think how little $1 a month is. Like if you buy coffee like once a week, that's like $20 a month or something.
Yeah, so you guys definitely thank you for your help. And one of the things that I guess we might be doing with YouTube is maybe turn on the ads.
Yeah, I think there's probably gonna be ads on this video and all the ones moving forward. It's a lot of, excuse me. It's one thing a lot of you guys are like, that's all right, just turn on the ads. We don't mind, guys, and that'll definitely help. We'll see how much it is.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know, and we'll definitely be open about it. We just want enough to help support doing the project, and make sure Kevin doesn't have to move out of Berkeley.
Yeah, I really want to stay here and keep making these, so we're gonna do our best. What are we dabbing on this week, Dustin? We have quite the spread.
Smorgasbord.
We got some rump wax, some Davenport, a little bit of clear concentrate, and of course some golden ratio.
Yeah, it's all really good. I mean, each one of these has been tested, and it's really high THC with really low residual solvents left in it. And we also have a couple other little things.
Got some Chocowaska. This stuff hits me so hard. I like to make a milkshake out of it, and ooh, so good.
And a little flour.
And of course some flour. Some really nice Girl Scout cookies from a friend, homegrown, very flavorful.
Cool. We're gonna take some dabs, and we'll make a couple dabber icicles and a Christmas ornament or whatever, and hopefully it'll make some holiday gifts for you guys. And
hell yeah!
Let us know what you think. We'll see you soon.
Sounds good.
What's up, guys? I'm just gonna smoke a little joint this time, as opposed to the rig, but pull it out of my little medicine cabinet.
Hell yeah. Getting your torch ready to go here. You're going to start off this holiday ornament with a little piece of colored tubing.
Oh yeah, this is some nice winter looking colored tubing. It's got some cool colors and a little bit of warm colors to kind of even it out.
And a hint of sparkle for that, snowy winter touch.
Sparkle, Kevin.
Oh, sorry. Metal flake. Metal flake.
Men call it metal flake. It's not sparkle. It's not glitter, guys.
So just pull it off the end there to get it just to the right size. Get that keyboard out of the way. Don't want any melted keys.
So now I'm going to attach a punny, and what we're going to do is just twist this up, kind of like a wigwag. I know we've gone over it a little bit before, but this is a little bit bigger of one. So attach the punny and start on one end and just start twisting it, but wait till it gets hot so you don't overlap your lines.
You're using just kind of a nice neutral mirage flame here at an angle to heat up a little bigger section of that tubing, and rotating one hand just a little bit faster once that glass gets up to temperature.
So now I'm heating it up and condensing it just a little bit, blowing a little bit, and that's going to start to build my base for a pre-shape.
Kind of working your way down the tubing. Once that first section cools down and condenses, you're spiraling your way down. Just using that mirage flame, switching back to a lynx flame if you need a bit more precision.
I'm heating it up, and as you can see, it's getting just a little bit wider. I'm pushing just a little bit like I do for the Marias. Heating it up and twisting it, making sure that my lines continue at the same rate that they were before.
Making sure it doesn't staircase in one direction or anything. And then rolling on your marver a little bit, help keep those walls even. Maybe puffing a little bit while you do to help that wall thickness.
You can see I'm kind of getting it more round and more into my pre-shape there.
Going back in, and you're going to start condensing down that part you've already spiraled. Same way you would for a wigwag, just working your way down the tubing and puffing a little bit as you come out of the flame, working it more into a round shape.
So now I'm going to heat up just the tip there and pull off that termination. It's really important that you have a good termination on this piece.
Make all those spirals come right into the center there.
So I'm heating up the bottom to kind of round that out because it got a little bit long. I just heat it up and blow a little bit of air into there, and that's going to help round out that whole bottom piece.
Your heat's focused on the front there where you want it to become most round, and now you're working on the back there, round that out. Starting to get floppier on your blow tube, really nice and hot, and that'll help you blow out a nice even bubble for your ornament.
So as I'm heating it up, I'm letting gravity let that fall back a little bit, put a little bit of air in there, and I realize that that back is not part of the sphere. So I want to heat up that back part and make sure that comes out the same way that the sphere is coming out. So putting a bunch of heat in the back, and what you want to do is you want to put heat in where you want the piece to move.
So you need it to move most right in that shoulder transition between the front of your bubble and your blow tube. So you're focusing all your heat in there, and then the radiant heat will help the front still expand and make that transition smooth, but keep it nice and round.
So I'm just heating it up, putting that air in there, and it's got a nice even heat on there, and therefore it blows out to a nice even sphere.
You can see right where you were heating the most on that shoulder moves into that nice round top of the bubble.
I keep some color behind me there, and I'm going to grab a piece of Heavy Blue Leprechaun by Troutman. This is a great color. Just attach a little bit to the end there, pull it off, and that's going to give me a really nice loop to hang this on my, I guess, Kwanzaa tree or Hanukkah bush or Christmas thing, whatever you guys want to do.
So just heating up that little gather with your lynx flame, and you're going to use your tweezers to pre-shape it a little bit before you flip it around into a loop.
So I'm just heating up the bottom to make sure that seal is really good. It's nice and hot and floppy. I'm going to grab it, heat that tip a little bit more. It's all really fluid. Touch that to the back. That'll give me a nice loop.
Using your tweezers to make sure it's still open there, and then you'll seal it all together once you pull off that little extra bit of color.
Now I'm going to use my mini torch to just make sure that seal is nice and good and it's fluid from the bubble to the loop.
And then once it's all sealed in there, once you've worked it from all angles, you're going to go in and reheat that loop a little bit. Started to close up a little as you were shaping it.
So now I'm going to grab my reamer and just open that hole up a little bit, and you can use your graphite or your brass reamer for this, both work fine.
Going in for both sides to make sure it's nice and even. Maybe another pass once you reheated it, work out any tool marks, and now you're ready to punty up.
So now I'm going to marver that punny down to a little point there, grab my mini torch, put that away, grab the punny again.
So you were thinking about making your little hole.
So it's important when you're making a sphere, I'm melting this down. And if I close that up, that's going to create a vacuum, which will then implode my sphere. The hotter it gets, the more it's going to implode. So I grabbed my mini torch because I know I have to put a little hole in it. But it's probably would have been better to do it then, but I attached my punny and I'm going to do it now, but it's really important to get it done either way.
Got to make sure you do it before you flame cut off, otherwise all your work will just collapse on you. So using your blow hose and heating that real little area, just the tiniest hole.
Yeah, a little hole is all you need just to make sure that there's not a vacuum.
And now once that's in there, you can just go in, reseal that punty, and finish your flame cut.
So I'm going to connect that, and now I'm going to take the bottom off and just make that into a nice sphere.
As you go in to finish that flame cut, you're just going to make sure you pull out a nice termination there, because that'll end up being the bottom of your ornament.
I'm going to heat up the whole thing, and I want to get it into a more round shape, but it's hard if you don't have any blow tube. So I'm going to use my Sophietta, pop a little bit of air in there, and that's good. They're going to become a nice sphere now.
And if you don't have a Sophietta, you could also use just a piece of glass tubing, maybe like 10, 12 mil tubing, and push air in that way. Works great.
So I'm going to do it one more time, blow in there a little bit, finish off with any details, finalize the shape, and that should be good to hang on a bush.
There you go. Very nice. So you're going to let it cool for a second there, grab your tongs.
So I'm just going to polish my loop and put this on the marver pad there. This ornament's for one of you guys, and we actually have a couple other things to show you guys to help decorate this holiday season. But leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll ship it right out to you.
So we'll pop that one in the kiln and on to the next one.
You know, we decided that we should make some dabber icicles for your tree too. You know, that way if you're sitting by the tree, opening some presents, you need a dab real quick, just grab the dabber off the tree and you're good to go.
So you're going to make, start out here, a little piece of 10 mil rod, and you've just sealed up with a little punty on the end, and you're making, I mean, they're just kind of off-center Marias.
Just kind of closing them down, pushing them a little bit, and you know, I'm not really trying to get them centered, I'm actually trying to get them off-center, and just kind of pushing them in and making a really organic kind of shape.
Yeah, that kind of, you know, water flowing kind of natural shape as they would freeze and melt. And as you're working your way down, you need to make a Maria that's a little smaller than the starting diameter of your rod. So you're going to stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, you can see I'm heating up a nice big piece of the rod there, and then I'm going to pull a little bit and make it go a little bit more narrow, and then I'll be able to push it together and make smaller Marias.
Going back in, and then you'll keep making your Marias there. Don't even need to worry about keeping it on center since it's that kind of organic dabber shape.
So once I have those last two Marias in there, I'm going to heat up a little bit more of the glass and be able to stretch it out and make a nice gradient shape, which will be the end of the dabber.
Make a nice pointed tip, good for getting your dabs on there.
So just heating up the whole thing and pulling it out, and then getting to stretch it a little bit.
Going back and forth in the flame, and then pulling out with a nice taper, most heat right where you need to move it, flashing it back in the flame if you need to. Making sure it flows nicely into that point. So now that you have it pulled out almost to that nice tip, you're going to go in and make a little loop on the other end.
So I'm just going to detach any excess glass, and then I'm going to heat up this end piece, which is just a little bit left on, pull it out with my tweezers, and that'll help make me the hook right there on the end of the dabber without attaching any extra glass.
Pre-shaping a little bit, and then get it nice and hot, pulling, and then you twist it back a little bit into a nice little loop. Pull off any excess, then you can seal it in with your mini torch.
So I'm just straightening it out with my tweezers, and then I'm going to grab my mini torch and just go back in there, make sure it's completely sealed, back into the flame, and now I'm going to open it up with the reamer again.
Grab that same brass reamer, go in from both sides to make sure it has an even opening, work out any tool marks there, and now you'll punty up to take that pointed end off.
So I just have my punty there, holding the piece up while I stretch out that taper just a little bit to make sure it comes to a nice point.
Just kind of brushing it on the edge of your flame, and then you can tap it off and clean up any punty marks, and that icicle dabber is good to go out to one of you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Just comment on the video. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions about studio setup or anything like that, please put them in the questions and we'll totally send this out to you.
Pop that in the kiln and on to the last project here. Another little type of icicle.
Yeah, man, we figured 2 icicles and 1 ornament for a video, and you guys will be set up for your holiday season.
Going in on another stick of 10 mil rod here, cutting off to a shorter length, and you're going to grab something a little skinnier, maybe a 7 mil rod to stripe on.
So I'm going to grab my 7 mil, and I'm just picking out any bubbles or anything like that, and I'm going to put that over my 10 millimeter rod, and that's going to give me a couple of fins that'll help shape this reamer. It's a really cool trick. It's a fast way to make a dabber, and you guys could probably sell these all day long. Just
striping on clear there, kind of opposite, and just working your way down the edge, getting a nice kind of thick, kind of, like you said, a fin almost of glass that sticks off.
So now I'm going to heat up the whole thing really hot, and I'm going to just twist it, just mad twist it and crazy hot.
Getting it so hot, just like super fluid, and putting like a ton of twist in. Like if you were doing this with colored tubing, your lines would be all crossed, it would just not look good. But this cool clear technique really makes it look just like an icicle as it solidifies up there. And since it's so thin, we can just wait, maybe 5 minutes or something, let it cool off enough on the very thin tip there that you can just grab it to take it off.
Yeah, and once it's cool, you want to grab it with your hand, just the thinnest part of the tip, and then detach any excess glass, which will set you up to make a nice loop.
Going in with your lynx flame there, pulling off your rod, and then you'll have a little nub of glass to heat up and make a loop.
I'm heating it up, and I'm going to be able to stretch that out, but first I want to pull out any excess glass or any glass that was thinner that could mess up my shape.
Don't want to make the loop too big in comparison to the rest of your dabber.
So I'm going to make it, touch it, and it wasn't quite hot enough to bring all the way around, so I'll just add a little bit more heat, pinch that together, and then I remove any excess glass.
And now you're good to go in, seal that with your mini torch, and then you'll reheat it and shape it with your reamer.
Cool, so now I'm going to go, once it's all connected, I'm going to go back into the main flame and then heat it up really nice and evenly. And I'm going to use my reamer again to just open that up and make a really nice shape. And you know, this is also for one of you guys. We're going to give away 3 pieces to 3 different people this video. So make sure you comment on it and we'll ship you out a nice icicle dabber you can put right on your tree. Have grandma over for dinner and she won't even know that you have dabbers hanging on the tree.
It'll be great. Look, there's that other icicle. You can see the way the twists there make that nice shape, just like water freezing. And there's that first one.
It's more organic. You know, this is what you might see in Tahoe, just right off a house or something like that.
Oh, man, makes me want to go skiing.
Let's go. All right, so we also have the ornament. It's got the nice heavy blue lep, the line's not folded. It's got that nice fade of the winter colors with a slight bit of warm pink in there to kind of even it out.
The sparkle really matches together so well. You can see the little hole up top so you don't have a vacuum inside.
There's the termination. You guys work on that, making sure you clean ends and spiral comes all the way to the end. Comment on the video. Let us know what you think. We'll ship out one of these projects to you guys.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the video, learned a trick or two, maybe something you can use in your own work to make some gifts for the people you love who don't necessarily love to dab.
Absolutely, yeah. People who may not get as much of a kick out of a pipe would definitely appreciate something like this. Homemade gifts are always awesome.
I want to see tons of icicle dabbers this year on all your guys' trees.
Even if they don't know what it is.
Uh-huh.
Well, very cool. I think I have some questions for you, Dustin.
Sure.
First up from Harry Bratwurst. He would like to know, how does fuming affect the colors, and like what can you bring out with fuming?
Wow, yeah, that's a super broad question. You guys can get a lot out of fuming. You can fume first, you can fume after, you can fume off the color, you can mix it in. I mean, there's so many variables with fuming, and there's so many different results that you can get. The best thing to do is just experiment and see which direction you want to go. Try
like different flame temperatures, different kiln temperatures, like bringing your kiln up really high and then turning it off, but kiln striking it, and you can bring out like in silver, like the blues and the kind of yellows and the fuminess, and then in the gold you get that purple and so many colors.
Cool.
Next up from Jordan K, he would like to know, what is the glove you use to pick up hot glass?
Yeah, the glove I use is made out of Kevlar. It's a high temperature fabric, and it's used all over the place in things where people might be exposed to fire, like firefighters or race car drivers or motorcycle guys. You know, pilots, I'm sure, wear Kevlar.
Yep, and it's same thing as when you wipe the pad you wipe your glass on. You get it at Mountain Glass Arts. They got all kinds of Kevlar gloves, pads, all kinds of stuff.
Check those guys out. And if you guys who have other businesses are interested in sponsoring Revere Glass in these videos, we're accepting new sponsors now, and it's not really for everybody, but if you have a business that you think might fit or you want exposure, just send Kevin an email and we can totally review it for you.
Yep, Kevin@revereglass.com.
Cool.
Last question is actually kind of for me. Zach Pacman would like to know, do we use a filter when we're filming the glass blowing? And we do indeed. I have some acrylic didymium filters which cut out that orange sodium flare, but not the UV. They're like similar to the didymium in glasses, but not quite the same.
Yeah, so the reason that's happening is because the purple actually cuts out that orange color. And when I was doing my research a few years ago, this company called Hoya made some specific for photographers for like sunsets or whatever, but I bought a couple. They're not as good quality didymium, but they will kind of get you started. And then you guys, when you're ready, can send your filter rings into a professional company, and they'll put in glass quality didymium
or the acrylic, whatever you feel like.
That's true.
Well, I think we need to give away Suuze's pendant from last week.
Yeah, man, this was awesome having Suuze back and making this honeycomb pendant.
Super cool.
We're gonna give this to Jim Klein.
Hope you enjoy, Jim. Just shoot me an email, let me know where to send it, and we will get it right out.
Yeah, man, thank you for the support, and we're definitely happy that all you guys have contributed to the Patreon and all the support in the emails. We love it. It keeps us going, and it keeps us bringing you great videos. So we'll have another one soon, and we'll see you guys with another project.
Thanks, guys.